Aye.
Okay, now, we plugged in 1722 and 4, negative 32. A question like this will appear on the test just like question number 1. 1 and 3 are the questions that will appear. Now, we're going to work on question 2, even though it has larger numbers, just for practice, but we want to finish this question first. So, we have found the 3 original equations. Then we multiplied the middle equation by negative 1. Then we added the top 2 equations to get this blue one over here, and the bottom 2 equations to get this purple one here. Then we looked at it and said, okay, what variable do we want to get rid of next? So we decided to multiply that blue equation by 2, and that's what we wrote down here underneath. So now our attention is focused on these 2 equations. We're going to be adding these 2 equations together. When we add them together, we get negative 24 equals what? How many A's? 6 A's. And the B's obviously cancel out, so what does 1A equal? Negative 4, that's true. Now, good try. All right, now, what are we going to do with that in order to find B? Do you have a favorite equation that we can use? You cannot go back here, folks, yet, because there are 3 variables there, and I only have 1 number. So I've got to pick something over on this side, my favorite one. I'm always looking for numbers that are smaller. Now, I prefer numbers that are all positive and numbers that are smaller. Sometimes I don't get my choice. But it really doesn't matter. One of those 3, either in the red box or the green box, you can pick any of those because they only have A's and B's. So 5 equals negative 3 times negative 4 minus B. Go, find me the value of B. So that you don't have to waste time. I'm guessing it is available. So, okay, so hopefully you subtracted 12 on both sides and you got negative 7 equals negative B, which means that B equals what? 7. Okay, now that we agree on that, we need to find the value of C. We've got A, we've got B. Where are we going to go to find C? Yep. Okay, so you're telling me to go back to one of the original 3 equations? That's true. And he chose the very first one. I like that choice because it's got positives and low numbers. In my opinion, that's a great choice. But it really wouldn't matter which one of those 3 you chose. So, let's figure it out. 7 equals negative 4 plus 7 plus C. Find the value of C. No, we're gonna go back and do the one that's given. I'm just going to do it on the answer sheet page because obviously these take a lot of room. Unless you write incredibly small. What'd you get for C? Should have gotten 4, right? Okay, C is equal to 4. So the last part of this question is to actually find or write the equation. If we don't do this last part, we're not getting full credit. right? The whole goal here was to find A, B, and C, and to actually write the equation of the parabola that goes through the 3 points. So, what's the first number, first blank? Negative 4x squared plus 7x plus 4. That's the equation that wins for this question. Yeah, I know there's a little bit of work there. That's why there's only 2 of these questions on the test. Might even have to rethink that, depending on the amount of time we have. Yeah? You think I should just pick one? Yeah, it does. I mean, it does. I can't argue with you there. Even if I want to, I can't. Okay, question 2. I need the numbers from question 2. 4, negative 155. Negative 3, negative 78. I'm definitely not choosing one that has larger numbers like this. 2 and negative 33. Okay, so now we need to make our 3 equations. Keep in mind that we will be plugging them into this equation. Substituting for the x's and the y. So if we do that, that would be negative 155 equals, if you plug a 4 in there for x squared, how many a's are you dealing with? 16 a's. And then if you plug a 4 in there for x on the next term, that would just be 4b, and then of course we just have a plain old c at the end. It's a plain old c, not the salty version. Okay, now, next coordinate, negative 78. When I take the negative 3 and plug it into the squared part, how many a's am I dealing with? Careful. What is negative 3 squared? That's 9. When you plug negative 3 into the next part, how many b's are we dealing with? Be careful right there. That's a negative 3b. And then 1c. Question? Nope. Okay. Take me out. Last one, negative 33 equals how many a's when I plug in a 4? Nicely done. Plus 2 b's and a partridge in a pear tree. So those should be my basic equations that I'm starting with. And what are we going to do to the middle equation? We're going to multiply by what? Multiply by negative 1, right? What does that do to every single sign as I go through? Changes it, changes it, changes it, changes it. That's all it's doing. The purpose of that was so that I could add these together and get the c's to be eliminated. So your next job is to add the top 2 equations together and then also the bottom 2 equations together. So you can come up with the new equations that only have a's and b's. Don't let other people do your work. Now it's true that we have to agree on this before we can move forward, but you've got to do the work. so tired at the end of the week. And that was just recording. All right, hopefully you ended up with these equations right here. Sorry, did I do that too fast? Okay, sorry. If we don't agree on this, then we won't be able to carry it forward. So I just want to kind of walk through it, make sure that we don't make a mistake. Okay, now, which variable do you want to get rid of next? Now, truthfully, it wouldn't matter, A or B. I'm going to select A, and can you tell me what one reason I have? Yeah, I got one that's positive and one that's negative. That's it. That's the only thing I got. I mean, okay. So, I'm going to multiply this one by 5. What should I multiply the bottom one by? 7. Okay, so that's your next job, is to multiply those by 5 and 7. And then we'll see if we agree, and then we can add them together and find the value of B. Asking why I chose 5 to 7, so I was just telling him my thought process. Okay, hopefully you agree with that. Okay, ask your question. Five times negative 77 is negative 385. So we should end up with negative 70. The A's cancel out, and we end up with 70 B's. What does that mean about 1 B? B is equal to what? Negative 1 is correct. Now that we've got that, where do we go to find A? Are you talking about the very beginning, the green ones? Okay, pick a purple one. That's a great idea. Do the second one? Okay, I'll pick that one. Yeah, that's fine. 45 equals negative 5 times A plus 5 times negative 1. Sure, we can use that one. Okay, find the value of A. you got the value of A to be negative 10, we're still together. We got the value of A. Any questions on finding the value of A? We added 5 and divided by negative 5. Okay, now that I have B and I have A, what am I going to do to find the value of C? Where? Pick one of the green ones. I'm going to select this one right here, only because it has smaller values. That's it. That's my only logic on that. You can pick any one of those green ones you want. So negative 33 equals 4 times negative 10 plus 2 times negative 1 plus the value of C. Okay, go ahead and find C, and then we'll be ready to write our answer. How much are you adding to both sides of that equation? It should be 42 that you're adding to both sides of that equation. Negative 40 plus negative 2 is negative 42, so to get that to move to the other side, you better add 42. If you add 42, what do you get? I wrote down the wrong thing. I don't know why I did. So I'll erase it before you see my mistake. 9! Okay, in order to win, we got to write the exact quadratic.
Why is it not negative?
Why is it negative? Okay, so did you get, so right here we have negative 42. Is that, okay, you used a different one? Okay, so you used negative 78 equals 9 times negative 10 minus 3 times negative 1 plus C. Okay, so that would be negative 90 plus 3. That would be negative 87, so I would have to add 87 to both sides to get C, and you would still end up with 9. So either way, we still end up with 9. Okay? All right, now we need to actually answer the question. What goes in the first blank in front of the squared term? Negative 10, that's true. Oops. Negative 10. Then in front of the x. Negative 1, then the last one. 9. Is this the same answer? Is that the same answer? Yep, I'll take either one of those. So whether you write negative 1 in front of the x or just negative x, they're both the same. Any questions I can go over with anybody?